every like, every notification, a tiny hit of dopamine. You're more connected than any human in history. So why do you feel so alone? Here's something that doesn't make sense. Generation Z has more ways to connect than any generation before them. Smartphones, social media, instant messaging, video calls, they can reach anyone, anywhere, anytime. And yet, 79% of Gen Z reports feeling lonely. That's not a typo, nearly 8 in 10. They're the most connected generation in human history. They're also the loneliest. You can have 1,000 followers and no one to call when you're sad, 100 likes on your post and no one to sit with at lunch, a feed full of friends and a room full of silence. This is the loneliness paradox. And it's not just Gen Z. 71% of millennials, 58% of Gen X, even 44% of boomers. We are all feeling it, we just don't talk about it. Something happened to friendship, and we barely noticed. In 1990, researchers asked Americans how many close friends they had. 33% said 10 or more. A third of the country had large, thriving social circles. By 2021, that number had collapsed to 13%. But here's what's worse. The percentage of Americans with 0 close friends quadrupled, from 3% to 12%. 1 in 8 adults has no one they'd call a close friend. And for men, it's even more stark. The number of men with no close friends jumped from 3% to 15%, a 5-fold increase in a single generation. We used to have places where friendships happened naturally, the coffee shop where you knew the regulars, the barber shop where conversations flowed, the neighborhood bar, the town square. Sociologist Ray Oldenburg called these third places, not home, not work, somewhere in between where strangers became friends. Look around a coffee shop today, everyone's there, no one's talking, we're together but we're alone. We didn't lose our friends overnight, we lost the places where friendships were made. Here's something neuroscience discovered that changes everything. Loneliness isn't just a feeling, it's a biological alarm. For most of human history, being separated from your tribe meant death, no protection, no shared resources, no survival. So our brains evolved a warning system. When you're isolated, your brain sends a signal, a painful signal. It's telling you, reconnect or you're in danger. Researchers at UCLA made a remarkable discovery. They put people in brain scanners and had them experience social rejection, a simple game where they were excluded. The region that lit up, the dorsal anterior cingulate cortex, the same region that processes physical pain. Your brain literally cannot tell the difference between a broken bone and a broken heart. Social rejection hurts, not metaphorically, physically. But it gets worse. When you're chronically lonely, your brain changes, it becomes hypervigilant, constantly scanning for social threats, expecting rejection, seeing danger where there is none. This makes connection even harder. The lonelier you get, the harder it becomes to connect. It's a trap. If loneliness only hurt emotionally, that would be bad enough. But it's killing us. In 2023, the United States Surgeon General issued an extraordinary advisory. He declared loneliness a public health epidemic. His words: lacking social connection is as dangerous as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. 15 cigarettes every single day, that's the health risk of being alone. The data is staggering. Social isolation increases your risk of heart disease by 29%, stroke by 32%. For older adults, it increases dementia risk by 50%. Loneliness is more dangerous than obesity, more dangerous than physical inactivity. It's one of the greatest health risks we face, and we barely talk about it. The cost to Medicare alone, $6.7 billion a year, just for older adults. This isn't sadness, this is a health crisis hiding in plain sight. The world is finally waking up. In 2018, the United Kingdom did something unprecedented. They appointed the world's first minister for loneliness. Her name was Tracy Crouch. Her job, treat loneliness as a national priority. 3 years later, Japan followed. Facing a surge in suicides during the pandemic, they created their own loneliness minister, a government position dedicated to human connection. And in 2023, the US Surgeon General released his advisory, a national strategy with 6 pillars: strengthen social infrastructure, reform digital environments, mobilize the health sector. Doctors are now prescribing social connection. It's called social prescribing. Instead of just medication, they connect patients to community groups, choirs, walking clubs, art classes. Loneliness is being treated like the health crisis it is. So what actually helps? Researchers have studied dozens of interventions. Some work, most don't. Here's what the science says. First, quality over quantity. You don't need more friends, you need deeper ones. One person who truly knows you is worth more than 1,000 followers who don't. The research is clear. It's not the number of connections that reduces loneliness, it's the depth. Second, structure matters. Just putting lonely people in a room together doesn't work. What works is structured activities with a shared purpose, learning something together, building something, helping others. There's a movement called men's sheds, workshops where men gather to build things side by side. They're not there to talk about feelings, they're there to make something, and in the process, friendships form naturally. Third, address the fear. Loneliness changes how you see the world. You start expecting rejection, seeing threats everywhere. Cognitive behavioral therapy helps rewire these patterns. It teaches you that connection is safe again. Fourth, we need third places back. Not coffee shops optimized for laptop workers, real gathering spaces, libraries, parks, community centers, places where you can just be, where strangers can become regulars and regulars can become friends. And fifth, digital is not enough. Likes are not love, comments are not conversation. There's something about physical presence, eye contact, shared space that our brains need, that no screen can replace. Here's the truth. No government program will fix this. No app will solve it. This is about choices we make every day. One real conversation this week. That's it, not a text, not a like, a real conversation, eye contact, presence, listening. It requires vulnerability, showing up as yourself, not your highlight reel, admitting you're lonely too, that's scary, but it's the price of connection. And here's the thing, connection is a skill. Like any skill, it gets rusty if you don't use it, but it can be practiced, it can be rebuilt. You don't need to overhaul your life, you need to start small, one conversation, one moment of real presence, one person you actually let in. The loneliness paradox isn't that we're connected and lonely. It's that the connection we have isn't real. Make it real.